Welcome to the very first story in the legendary series, Tales of Asgard, straight from the pages of Journey into Mystery, issue number 97, Before the mighty Thor ever lifted Mjolnir, before the thunder of the Avengers shook the earth, Stan Lee and Jack Kirby opened the gates to the golden realm of the Norse gods. So gather round the campfire, faithful ones, because the Marvel Age is about to go mythic. Tales of Asgard, home of the mighty Norse gods. Before man could read or write, he had his legends. And no legends were more thrilling, more colorful, more filled with fantasy and high adventure than the legends of Asgard, home of the gods. Thus, with great pride, we present this new, trend-setting series based upon highlights of Norse mythology. Tales of Asgard, the birthplace of the mighty Thor, written by Stan Lee, drawn by Jack Kirby, inked by George Bell, lettered by Art Simic. Heroic legends can only originate from a heroic people, and none were more heroic than the ancient Norsemen who struggled valiantly against wild beasts and wilder weather. No Norseman could ever relax his vigil. Almost daily, the hardy farmers and their womenfolk were forced to take up arms against savage raiders from the mountains. And those who turned to the sea were the most fearless of all. Their courage and daring will live on as long as men tell of valor, for who among us has not thrilled to the tales of the ancient Vikings? Yes, such are the Norsemen, the brave, stout-hearted warriors who chanted the legends of Asgard around their campfires, who created heroes and gods and demons which still fire the imagination of men. To the Norsemen, their legendary characters were either all good or all bad. Their good gods were called the Aesir, and they fought for ages against the totally evil frost giants. And the place where they dwelled was bounded by the land of fire on the south and the land of mist on the north. At the world's end sat Surtur, the demon of fire, who waited with his flaming sword for the end of the world, when he might go forth to destroy gods and men alike. Beneath all lay the magical well of life. It was from this well that all the rivers flowed, rivers which were turned into huge blocks of ice by the cruel northern winds. Finally, after countless centuries, a strange form of life magically appeared. The tons of ice which had been forming above the well of life changed their shape and turned into Ymir, greatest of all the evil frost giants. Seconds later, another form of life appeared. This was a gigantic magic cow, whose milk provided nourishment for the monstrous Ymir. And, for ages, Ymir and the magic cow roamed the frozen wastes until one day the magic cow found something stirring in the ice. At first, it was unrecognizable, but then, slowly, powerfully, a noble head appeared above the ice. And thus, the first of the good Aesir came into being. Look well at him. Look well at the one called Buri, for those who follow him shall be gods. Buri grew wise and strong, and one day took him a wife. Then he had a son named Bor, and years later Bor was married and had 3 sons of his own. But oh, what sons they were! For one was named Odin. Odin, called the All-Father. Odin, greatest of all Norse gods. Odin, supreme warrior, who slayed the last of the ice giants, thus bringing about the first triumph of good over evil. Odin and 2 brothers soon turned their attention to Earth, for there was much about Earth that was beautiful, much about Earth that they loved, and so they set a ring around the planet, and the magic tree Yggdrasil grew up and spread its branches over Earth and protected it while awaiting the coming of man. Next issue, we shall go back still further to bring you, in fascinating detail, the battle between Odin and the evil ice giants, the most epic battle of all time. The end. And so, true believers, the golden realm of Asgard is born. Odin the All-Father stands victorious. But the greatest battle in the 9 realms is still to come. Be here next issue for the thunderous war between Odin and the evil ice giants. This is only the beginning of Tales of Asgard.